And joining us in the studio is
Willi Wax.
I want to keep saying Willy Wonka. Darn.
No, it's Willi Wax.
I want to say Willi Wax
Factory. That's
Wow.
where it came from.
Yeah.
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 Really?
That's what he be doing.
No.
I mean, you know.
Transition from pimp to security. They
Right.
do have
No, from
similar.
from pimp to protection. There you go. There's the tagline.
From pimp to protection.
Yes, buddy.
I protect all my hoes.
Right.
Oh, man.
I never wonder where my money at.
What's the guy voice that was on Friday that said, Donna, pimp down, pimp in distress?
Cat Williams.
Yeah, and your Cat Williams voice. Right.
Down.
See?
Oh,
We got
man.
all your little advertising and marketing right here. They're going to be calling you. But you did say something in the previous interview about some people and what type, some people that desire security, you don't protect everybody. So it's sort of, you have the right to refuse service.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
But before we even get into that, I want to talk about what you hollered out before
It wasn't a
we
holler.
went to commercial break.
It was simply a question.
Would you die for me?
I didn't say it like that.
He said.
Carefully.
So the question was asked of you, Willie. Can I call you Willie?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, bless God.
Mr. Wax.
Mr. Wax. Wax on, wax off.
Now you gotta call me Mr. Wax.
Mr. Wax.
Wax.
Mr. Wax.
Yes,
So the question was raised, would you die for me? And your response was without hesitation. What'd he say?
Yes, sir.
He said yes. So really,
Yeah.
do you utilize body armor? Is that what it's called? Yeah, G.U.N.S.
Yes, bulletproof vest. Yes.
All the time?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So tell us what that entails when you are laying your life on the line for someone in your industry, in your field.
Well, that goes back to the Greek mythology thing. It takes a king to protect and put everything he has on the line for his soldiers, and then also it takes a strategic mind. When I lay my life on the line, which is as soon as I put my boots and my Navy cargos on and my bulletproof and my shirt, it is a very serious deal, which I let all my clients know. At no point are you ever to disappear away from me. At no point, if anything goes down, are you ever to run away from me. My direction is the only direction. It comes down, it really does just come down to, are you really gonna, like, my name wouldn't be my name if I ran away. There's no room for any type of indiscretion, because at the end of the day, I might not die, but the people that I employ and the people that I've come to know as my brothers in this particular field may. And that's a negative too. So yes, most definitely. And on that note, I do not work with everybody, because in the age where social media and publicity stunts are so big, you know, we have baby Jesus who, you know, somebody passed away in Walmart. That might have been a publicity stunt that went extremely wrong. You understand what I'm saying? I don't do the publicity stunts, because while they're doing the publicity stunt, I'm the one who is having to, you know, be Clint Eastwood and sling bullets and ask if you're lucky tonight, or feel the same way about what I've done. So it's a very professional, and it is a very dangerous job to be putting myself in position with, but I make sure everything is taken care of course.
Okay. So tell everyone, the listeners, again, who you are and your company and what it is that you provide, the services you provide, and how they can get in touch with you.
My name is Willi Wax, Willi, no E, WAX. You can reach me on my phone number, 704-277-7458. That is 704-277-7458. Or on my social media, Instagram, Twitter, all of them are the same. Willi Wax, WILL, no E, WAX, 04, no underscore. And my business is pretty much, we protect the people. We're the symbol of peace for the city of Charlotte and soon to be the world.
That's
All right.
awesome.
Do you have family,
Security?
wife,
Yes.
children?
No. I don't have any of my own. I have mom and dad and all that, but I don't have any children or a wife or anything.
So if you get married and or have children, how would that affect your line of work? Because now they're going to be concerned about you coming home every night.
Honestly, well, I do have a girlfriend. We've been together for about 4 years. So she's, in the beginning, it was, I'm so scared. I'm so, it's the nervousness. But as men,
Scared about your profession.
Scared about my profession, and
Not scared about you waxing her.
No,
Oh, Lord.
no,
Just want to make sure.
no problems, no problems.
I'm going to clarify for the people.
Yes, most definitely. She is always concerned about my safety and the longevity of my life and my business, which is I applaud her for. I love her for that. But it came to a point where I had to sit her down. And I tell people it was the $1 million or $1 billion conversation more so. I sat her down and I said, this time that I'm putting everything in and trying my best to really make this business work, even though it is dangerous, I said, you'll be so happy when we're able to travel the world and have villas and houses and be able to give back to Charlotte and give back to our community. Because I will say so many people have given me the chance to put my business out there, including you guys. Most definitely watch WDRBmedia and listen in. iHeartRadio, any app that lets radio stream. Check it out. But most definitely, it was a conversation unlike any other where I just had to let her know, it is a job and it is a profession that could possibly take my life. But, I lost 7 people in the last 7 months. So I do believe that there are angels that cover my back and cover my front and my sides and where I cannot see. So she understands when my children come, it'll take them a while to understand the actual gist of what I do. Mm-hmm. But I want to be the superhero.
But for clarity's sake, the 7 people that you lost were not clients.
No. The 7.
Oh, okay.
No,
I just want to put that out there.
Right,
It's like, you lost 7 people, and I don't know if I want you protecting me or not. I'm just inside. And I can't check references now because they all dead. It's like, I don't know.
No,
so I just want to clarify for the people, they weren't clients of yours that you were in the...
No, sir.
Oh, okay. All right.
The 7 people that I lost weren't clients, nor were they employees of mine. They were really good family members, stuff like that. They just passed away while I was doing, my work. One of the biggest signs for me, my brother passed away while I was at work. And I was going to leave work and, honestly, I was hearing his voice. I kept hearing his voice. It was just like, stay. He is the co-owner, God rest his soul. But on paper and contract wise, he is the co-owner of my business, and I kept it that way. So when my business does exceed expectation of all the haters in the world, that his daughter will be able to have half of what I have.
Ew.
So
I like it.
That's the point.
Is that to suggest that there are haters in the world?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
There are haters, there are evil folks, there are racists, there are people who just downright aren't having a good day and want to bring you down. And
Just for no reason.
yeah, and I work at the airport. Honestly, I see that every day.
Wow.
So
Now, what do you do at the airport?
I also do security at the airport.
Okay.
I also do security at the airport. So it's just like, when you have those type of people, it's either you let yourself drown in that ocean of their misery or you exceed. And I choose to exceed in all aspects of life.
I have a question. Have you ever had a football tackle anybody?
Yes. Now, funny story. A while back, my first big thing was with, everybody knows him as Baby Jesus now. I went to Texas. They invited me after I had finished working. They came up to me and invited me to go out with them. So I went to Texas with them for a week. We got into an incident, and it was just like, it happened so quick. But yeah, I've had to football tackle some people.
What happened? I want to know what happened.
So pretty much, the guy was kind of like mugging. He was me mugging. He was acting unorderly to what our order was expected to be.
This is like a fan.
No, he was just a guy, because this is before Baby Jesus was. This is before he had reached that fame that he has now. And I think that was one of the biggest opportunities I've ever had in my life following that. So most definitely shout out to those guys for giving me that opportunity. But just watching, he came off a little suspect.
Sketchy.
And then the head of security at the time, this is before Willi Wax was even thought of. I was just Ronald Anthony William Graham. So, it went into action. The guy was and once the first punch went off,
Oh, wait a minute. They were throwing blows.
Yeah. This is security.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's like,
Please fight. This ain't a prayer meeting. Like, can't we all just pray about it?
Most people think of security and they see like those people who are just standing in stores and stuff like that.
like Walmart.
Yeah, like
the greeters.
Food line.
Mall cop.
That's a form of security,
Blurt.
but at the end of the day, that security can't actually do anything. If you run out the door, they're not to follow you.
Right.
If you run
They're
out
there
the-
for loss prevention.
If you run
so
out
it's
the
loss
door,
prevention.
Loss prevention.
So they
Exactly.
sort of want to give the impression that, hey,
we got somebody here. We're checking
Exactly.
your receipts. But if I'm there and you run out the door, I'm after you.
Right.
Well,
So it's just like,
so what was the end result of this
Football
baby?
tackle.
Yeah,
oh
this
no,
was-
we I
What?
can't speak too much in depth.
Okay,
on
okay.
it.
You just handled business.
Yeah, we
was
handled
handled.
business, and he got to his next show, okay, and we went back to the mansion, and it was fun.
What happened to the guy?
Now that I have no idea. We exited.
Y'all left him laying and put him back and dumped poured some wine over him.
I couldn't even tell you that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't even tell you that.
That unnamed grave.
We exited stage left properly,
gotcha.
and I made sure he got to his show.
Gotcha. Cool.
So what's the baby Jesus prayer?
What's the who?
On Talladega
Ricky
Nights is
Bobby.
what he's talking about.
Oh,
at her.
Lord. Y'all know that's my favorite. So, dear baby Jesus, we just want to thank you. So small and infantile. I want to thank you for all this good, for winning $2.5 million. And I was told that every time I mentioned Gatorade. Woo!
Chip, I'm all jacked up on that.
I'll jump on you like a spider monkey.
Yeah. My teacher asked me what the capital of Kansas was, and I said, Washington, D.C. And she said, wrong. I told her she had a lumpy butt. I have the utmost respect for security.
Yeah.
Literally, it was bodyguards that convinced me to get my health in order.
Truth.
I was in Afghanistan for 2 years and had a little more weight
thank you for your
than I volunteered. No, no, thank you.
Oh, you too?
No.
Did you serve? Okay. Oh, my
Doing her
bad.
job.
Me too.
Well, while I was in Afghanistan, I worked at the Pentagon. So having a sedentary lifestyle, first one in, last one out, picked up weight unnecessarily. And when I went to Afghanistan, naturally, as I expected, anticipated, and waited for.
Yeah.
That's where the name G.U.N.S actually came from.
Okay.
I have to show you my cute. I was always cute, but I was always strapped at the same time.
Cool.
And we were under attack once, and I literally thought about my security detail. I was like, I'm too fat to run. Like, I can't, y'all life in jeopardy because I am not in a fit condition. It's not like in the U.S. where it's one gunman or two or something.
It's a lot.
This is a war zone.
Yeah.
This is where multiple attacks, bombings, and everything happen. And I decided that for their sake, not just for mine,
Yeah.
I would hate to be the reason why I have to go and hug their family,
Truth.
their wife and kids, because they came, as you said, to die for me.
Yeah.
And that was their responsibility. That was their allegiance to their country.
Wow.
Which I was just a benefactor of. So
Yeah.
I literally had to do something. And I am to this day still the very best friends with my security detail and his family and wife.
Truth.
Yeah, so
see,
it's been out.
I have an extensive list of friends who are Marines and are in the service. The closest one, my cousin, he went over to Syria for his first tour. He's one of the people that I realized I was like security bound in a way. He would just be like, when he got back, he was different. People go to war and they do come back different.
Right.
Unbeknownst to them what they're going into, but they sadly do come back different. So he would teach me. He'd be like, when you're out in the woods, you do this to stay undercover, or if it's cold, you do this to try and stay warm if you don't have blankets or insulation. And it stuck with me. Also, Platinum Plus Recording, shout out to them, my mentor and one of the best guys I know, Slim Hood, owner of Platinum Plus Recording. He has been extremely influential, and I mean to a point where it is almost like you can't even fathom where it comes from. Before I was Willi Wax, once again, I love music. I have a dream to open up my own studio once Willi Wax makes me a billionaire and everything else.
Yes.
You know, I started off as an intern just saying, I'm going to do it.
Right.
You know, I was like, I love music. I'm going to do it.
Right.
And I got on Instagram. And, you know, this is how I know social media will take you somewhere. I just DM'd everybody I saw that had to do with music. And I got a call back. They was like, if you're really serious, come to this internship. And I ended up getting the internship. And after that, I got hired on. And, you know, ever since, it was just like a snowball effect. And when I think about it, most people never know when their journey has started until that first flash in the pan happens. You know, like you never think of, I've been living 23 years and I struggled 20 years, but then I got to 21 and I got an internship. Then I went on the road. You know, they always look at just that flash in the pan.
Right.
And I looked at it like that for a while. I said it was a taste of what hard work gets you, because you can have the swag, but hard work is really what pushes you over the top. So, you know, being myself, I just make sure I have to pay attention. You have to pay attention. Hard work is the key.
Absolutely.
It's the only key there is.
Tell people who you are again and your company name and how they can get in contact with you.
Well, my name is Willi Wax, Willi, no E, WAX. You can get in contact with me through my phone number, 704-277-7458. That is 704-277-7458. Or you can get in contact with me on Twitter or Instagram. The names are the same. Willi Wax, WILL. Once again, no E, WAX, 04, no underscore.
Family, you heard it here. You're tuned in to the Profit and Growth Hour here on WDRB Media,
The voice of the community.
Well, that's
Yeah.
You're fine.
We were waiting for you.
this whole time. I was like,
Yeah.